And I think a topic that is very timely, considering we are getting into the winter months and the holiday season, and we might tend to eat a little bit differently this time of year, maybe indulge a little bit more than we usually do. So it's a great time to kind of highlight healthy decisions that folks can be making about their health as they go forward throughout the next couple of weeks. We have Dr. David Voellinger joining us with Novant Health. Dr. Voellinger, thanks so much for your time here on Live Impact News. You're a bariatric surgeon, so you can speak on obesity treatments, what folks need to know about this as they go forward, and also just maybe how we can all make healthy decisions this time of year.
Absolutely. Vanessa, thanks for having me. And not only do I'm a bariatric surgeon, but I also specialize in bariatric medicine. So we do a little bit of all of it. You know, just as you mentioned, right, this is the season for parties, sweets, holidays based around food events. So what do we do to not put on that weight over the holidays? And there's a few things. One is just try to make healthy choices in what you're doing. Look, everybody's going to try grandma's brownies or fudge, but make it small bites. Use the 3-bite rule so that you're just having a little taste and not overdoing. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Make sure you're also getting plenty of exercise. Do some walking. Make exercise and activity a part of your holiday traditions. Those are all things that we can do over the holidays to make them not only fun but healthy for us.
You mentioned getting some exercise. I had always, heard that a good walk after a heavy meal was a good thing. I don't know if you can speak on that, mostly because I think about some of the more indulgent holidays, like Thanksgiving, for example, where it's kind of all about the spread in a lot of ways, where the tendency after you eat a lot is you kind of want to plop on the couch and watch some football. But it's probably better maybe to just get around and move. Not that you need to go for a run right afterwards, but maybe just move around a bit, something gentle perhaps.
100%. Do your pregame walk, right? Do your halftime walk. Do your throwing your football in the backyard. Not just immediately go from table to couch, right? Get some exercise and activity, and make it a tradition. Maybe you do the turkey trot every year. Maybe you do things as a family, as a group. So, absolutely, stay active, stay moving. You'll feel better, and you'll do better over the holidays with your weight.
Now, obviously, a big topic that we're seeing kind of on the weight control or weight loss front, if you will, are I guess some of the medications that we might be seeing on the market right now. And so I think in general, there's a big dialogue over, who should be taking those and maybe which ones and how do folks choose them and where do they get them? How do you advise folks if they are considering this path for themselves?
Sure. Our patients call them the shots. We hear all about the shots now. And the GLP-1 agonists are great drugs. They're great drugs to help you with portions and stay full and get rid of the food noise. What I would say is that, number one, all of these treatments, medicine, surgery, are just tools to help you improve your lifestyle. The foundation of everything you do needs to be what you eat, how active you are, managing your stress, getting enough sleep. But medications are great tools to help you. Just understand there are side effects with medicines. There are risks of surgery. So make sure you talk with your doctor about that. In the general category, if your BMI, body mass index, is over 30, roughly 50 pounds overweight, you're a candidate for medicines. If your body mass index is over 40, about 100 pounds overweight, 80 to 100, you're a candidate for surgery. So there are great options, but lifestyle management has to be the foundation of all of it.
And just to kind of go, I guess, deeper into the topic, there are a lot of, I don't want to say, myths, because I maybe it might be misconceptions of like side effects. For example, this is just something I see, when you're like scrolling on your feed and folks are talking about Ozempic face or, some of the side effects that they might have from taking those medications. I guess based on your understanding and you're actually working and seeing, these patients as they progress with these medications, how much truth is there to, I guess, some of the social media reporting of concerning side effects?
Always a grain of truth in everything you read. And so with Ozempic or Wegovy, Mounjaro, Zepbound, all these injectables that we're using now, they can help you lose weight, but they also slow down your GI tract, so they can cause nausea, bloating, heartburn, constipation. In rare cases, they can affect your gallbladder and your pancreas. They do a wonderful job, but they also, you not only lose your fat, but you can lose your muscle. So that's when they're saying Ozempic face, you have to make sure you get plenty of protein, get plenty of exercise. Again, balance the lifestyle with the medical tool, understand what the side effects are, and do what you need to do to avoid them.
Now, we know we're kind of already into the holiday season in the sense, I feel like once we start getting around Halloweenish and the weather starts cooling down, I feel like the tendency, at least for myself, is to try to slide, whether I feel like recognize it at the time or not, into the holiday eating pattern. If folks have already found themselves kind of in that zone already, and maybe they haven't made great decisions over the last couple of weeks, how would you recommend folks get back on track with their eating and their exercise, and maybe even just kind of their mental messaging to themselves as they navigate the rest of the season?
Yeah, absolutely. It starts with Halloween candy, right? Rolls into big Thanksgiving dinner. Then it's Christmas cookies and candy. So absolutely, it's a more difficult time. So, I think that it is first understanding that it is fine to treat yourself during the holidays, but try to do the unhealthy things in smaller amounts. Start with the healthier things, the lean protein, the fruits and vegetables. Another trick is to drink plenty of water. Make sure that you're not necessarily hungry when you're going to one of your Christmas parties or one of your events. Again, the regular activity and exercise. Use the 3-bite rule. Those are just some tricks you can do. Maybe even what we would call BYOF, bring your own healthy food, right, when you're coming to a party, to keep yourself out of trouble. Enjoy it, but again, moderation in everything, and understand that try to lead with the healthier things first, then go right to the desserts and the sweets.
So I feel like we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about this, but Novant Health is a presenting sponsor of the Trejo Foundation's The Walk, which is tomorrow. And this is an event that is meant to raise awareness about obesity and how folks can lead healthier lives. Are you able to kind of elaborate a bit more about the event and what folks can expect tomorrow?
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing it up. TRIO stands for Treatment, Research, Education to End Obesity. That's a national walk that we've been a part of for many years. We think it's very important to celebrate our folks who have been battling obesity and are winning, to celebrate our staff and our healthcare providers that are helping our patients, and to raise awareness to the community at large on, look, obesity is a chronic, relapsing, lifelong disease. It's not just overeating. It is brain chemistry, it's genetics, it's metabolism. As all these different medicines and treatments we have now shows, it's not just overeating. So we want to raise that awareness. Our goal as bariatric surgeons and bariatric medical physicians is to actually prevent the disease, prevent folks from having to come to see folks like me. That's the end goal, and that's what the TRIO is trying to do, to raise awareness and raise money to help treat, educate, and research on obesity.
Now, before we wrap things up, I guess I kind of just wanted to get your personal take. As somebody who has chosen this as their profession and their passion, I'm sure you've seen, success stories or folks who really felt like maybe they just could not get over this hurdle in their life. And this was something of, I guess, kind of like a monkey on their back. But you probably have walked multiple people, lots of people over your career through, a really tough journey and come out on the other side. What could you say to folks about, just why this is such an important, path for you, and what you've seen on the other side for folks who have decided to take that step that they do want to get healthier?
Absolutely. I've been doing it over 20 years, and what really brought me into the field was exactly what you say, is really allowing people to change their lives in the prime of their lives. Live longer, live better, live healthier. There's nothing better than somebody coming in the office and say, Doc, look, I can cross my legs. Doc, I had not been able to get on a plane to see my grandchildren on the West Coast in 10 years, and I was able to get on a plane and go see them. It's those wins. I can play with I can get get on the ground and play with my grandchildren. It's those everyday life wins that people are having better lives, fuller lives, longer lives that make this worth it, whether it's lifestyle, medicine, surgery. That's why we do what we do.
Yeah. When you feel better, obviously you physically feel better, but I feel like there's a, mental element too, an emotional element where, it kind of radiates and permeates through the rest of a person's life, when they do start to feel better on a physical level. And sometimes in the cases of obesity, it starts with tackling that. So
100% new lease on life.
Yeah. All right, Dr. David Voellinger, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you joining us here on Live Impact News.
Thank you, Vanessa. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Take care. All right, folks.